Hey guys, it's Captain Forest here, and in today's video I'm going to be power scaling Raven from DC Comics. Now, if you guys are new to my channel, please leave a like, comment down below, and of course subscribe for further content. Also, shoutouts to the Coffee Shop gang, they make awesome content, their links will be in the description. Also, shoutouts to the HQ squad, they also make awesome content. Nyotic was a huge help in this video too, so much appreciated to him. So yeah, all my support links will be in the description. So, I'm gonna go ahead, start with Raven. Talk about what she has to bring to the table. I'll talk about her feats and statements. I'll also go over her standard feats, and then I'll talk about White Raven, and I'll go over Raven the Unkindness. And near the end of the video, if you guys stick around, I will also have on screen the stats on where she should be placed in terms of AP. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get right into meat and potatoes of things. So Raven states that if uncontrolled, her powers could destroy a universe. Raven's soul inhabits the space separating the earth and the 11 worlds of the afterlife. Raven has the power to turn the heavens to ashes. Inside Raven is another dimension, an empty void. We also go to see that Raven's good self was able to fuse with her demon self into one being. Another impressive feat for Raven was demonstrated when she encased an avatar of Darkseid in her soul self and feels Darkseid's wrath. Raven used her powers as an empath to manipulate Darkseid's soul, fusing it with Wonder Woman's mother soul. So that's going to round up standard Raven. I'm going to go ahead, talk a bit about White Raven. So due to getting amped by the people of Azeroth, Raven gets super powered and was able to kill Trigon. Trigon is the destroyer of all that exists, and that the Baron states that that Trigon is an evil that's beyond any he's ever suffered before, and noted that Trigon will destroy the balance of good and evil, and that Trigon will destroy everything. White Raven was also able to clean herself from Trigon's influence completely, which is very impressive considering that base Raven was unable to relinquish Trigon's influence over her and her emotions. In the nexus of all dimensions, she is at her most powerful. White Raven goes on to summon the emotions of all the people on Earth and experience them all in one go. So that's going to round up White Raven. I'm going to go ahead and talk about Raven's insane and impressive form called Raven the Unkindness. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about some of the stuff that Raven the Unkindness has demonstrated, some of her feats, and just a little bit of the origin of how she acquired such a powerful ability and a powerful form. So the origin behind how Raven obtained this insane amp and form is through taking in the 4 riders of the apocalypse, death, famine, pestilence, and war, and then stealing the power of Shazam for herself. Billy Batson, aka Shazam, calls her the rock of the Eternity's most dangerous inmate. This was because she gained his power. The other prisoners at the time were the 7 deadly sins. Neuron states that with the Spectre killed dead, along with Shazam's power, she can enter God's realm without fear of judgment. At first glance, this could mean that the Spectre is above the Unkindness, but this could very well be talking about the version that didn't have Shazam's power as well. And later, Cyprus, Alien, Spectre literally couldn't do anything to her, so she's likely massively above the Spectre. He could also be talking about the Spectre interfering with her plans before she was unleashed as well. It's also shown Mogo was able to detect her trans-dimensional shift in trans-dimensional space. The Unkindness comes, and it's stated that it consumes every plane of existence in order to bring an end to all things. She also amped the 7 deadly sins as well to absolutely destroy Superman Prime 1 million, which is literally rebirth Superman 1 million years into the future, and Prime was the most powerful hero of that era. Superman Prime 1 million is a lot more stronger, and his cells are supercharged, giving him his unique golden form. He would also have his World Forger scaling too, which Prime 1 million Superman would be high altiversal, and despite all of this impressive scaling, he was no match for the amped 7 deadly sins, which are complete fodder compared to the Unkindness. The most powerful pieces of the universe / creation was consumed plane by plane, dimension by dimension into the darkness of the Unkindness. The Unkindness is called an old god and drove her chariot through various dimensions and planes, consuming and gobbling its most powerful pieces. She even went outside the time stream as well. Since Raven was looking and eating powerful realms, you could even possibly argue that she was consuming portions, if not the whole thing of the 6th dimension, but I'll go a little bit more into that as I continue. So Phantom Stranger states that she absorbed everything in hell, leaving it a wasteland, while stating that the unkindness was more powerful than ever, leaving the Rock of Eternity. Lords of Order and other things retreat to the Tower of Fate because they knew that they were bested. Keep in mind, we see Zariel and Angel and a 5D imp, Wonder Woman imp, or Wonder Might as she's called, implying that heaven and the 5th dimension were devoured. The Quintessence was also here, which includes the Wizard Shazam and the Spectre. They literally had to gather the scraps of the realms the unkindness left behind to rebuild. Even the Quintessence had to hide and let unkindness continue to consume more powerful realms. She was also able to consume parts of the timeline, erasing Gold Beetle, the queen of the quantum realm. Unkindness is so powerful that when she erased Resurrection Man, he couldn't even feel the peace he sought before he was no more. She goes on to easily one-shot the Wizard Shazam and Black Adam, and says that she can unravel their very existence to make them suffer for eternity. She also says that it is time for the end of all things. Raven notes that the unkindness caused the end of all creation, ravaged all of the time, and tied and consumed every thread of existence. Okay, so that's going to round up Raven in terms of her impressive destructive feats and forms. Let's talk about her speed, hexes, and resistances, and any other miscellaneous stuff. So Raven should easily have immeasurable to irrelevant speed. Raven was able to tag and blitz Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan himself has demonstrated impressive speed showings of his own, such as flying to the future without his lantern, and can travel a timeless, distanceless barrier in an instant. Raven is able to react to Starfire and avoid her attacks, and Raven has tagged the Teen Titans with her powers. So that's going to round up speed. I'm going to go ahead and talk about her abilities. So Raven has some impressive showings with her magic powers, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about some of those. So Raven learned the secrets of instant teleportation and has demonstrated to teleport and travel to different realms. She's used her teleportation in combat to also avoid attacks. Raven is able to sense portals. She's able to teleport to realms such as Azeroth, which is an altiversal distance. Raven is able to use her soul self, astral form, which is controlled by her thoughts, though if it's captured or endangered, her real body is in danger. But later on, we discover that her soul self is a separate entity, so Raven will still be alive as long as her soul self remains. An example of this was when Hyperion shattered her soul and Raven was still alive despite the fact that it was shattered. When Raven's body died, her soul possessed another person, destroying their souls and cutting off their life. Even when Raven's body was unconscious, her soul self was still able to operate. Raven can absorb things with her soul self and even absorb people inside. Inside herself is an empty void, and it is very cold inside. While inside her dimension, she is in control, as she can torture and fear hacks her opponents. Raven can use her soul as a shield to protect herself and push her opponents away. She's even demonstrated with her soul self to turn intangible to escape Hal Jordan's green construct cage. Her soul self has protective barriers to protect it from being corrupted by evil. Time and distance means nothing in her soul self. Raven's soul self can create dark constructs and tendrils to tag her opponents. Her soul self burns a person that was trapping souls. Raven's body and soul exists independently from each other, which explains how she's able to survive without a soul perfectly fine, and vice versa. Raven has also shown to literally use her soul self like a stand from JoJo, punching up goons. Raven's soul self can protect Raven from being possessed. Raven was able to go deep into her soul to pull out her full powers to temporarily weaken and dampen Trigon's will. Raven can BFR people to different dimensions, such as Hell and Azeroth, which the realm can drive you mad and make you feel sick. She can summon the darkness, demons, demigods, and allies to fight for her in combat. She even teleported the Teen Titans to help her one time too. Being an empath, Raven is able to use empathy manipulation. She is able to swallow up a crowd of people's emotions. She can alter people's emotions, such as making Wally fall in love with her. She can sense pain, evil, and danger. Raven is able to heal people by using her powers as an empath to draw the pain to herself and then expel the pain. She is able to calm people down with her powers. Raven can sense multiple people at a time and can sense their power. Raven also has sleep hacks. She was able to put the god Rhea to sleep and calm her bloodlust. Raven can dig deep into your deepest subconscious and can reach into your mind and alter it. She can sense your deepest fears and exploit them. Raven's powers work on a spiritual level. Raven has mind hacks the Teen Titans with nightmares. Raven overall can affect and alter people's emotions. She's able to fear hacks and scare her opponents away. She's able to shatter the Titan's soul. Raven can fill her opponents with mindless rage, making them both fight each other. She's able to read people's minds and extract information from people's minds, and she can also create illusions and off-guard her opponents that way. She can use telekinesis and also create barriers for defense. She can create dark tendrils to attack her opponents. Raven can manipulate curses. Her powers are based in magic, and she's demonstrated the ability to manipulate the energy of the time stream. Raven can also power null people by casting spells. Raven has also demonstrated to take control over the Batman from the Dark Multiverse's constructs and make them attack him. Raven has spiritual awareness, so she can sense a million souls, and also she can detect if she's being analyzed. Raven can also regen from injuries. Her eyes can also see invisible people. Raven has precognition, which allows her to see into the future at times, and also has a danger sense. Okay folks, that's going to round up her hacks. I'm going to go ahead and move on to her resistances. Raven goes through intense mental torture for an extended period of time as the images repeat themselves over and over and over again in her mind. She only passes out and her mind remains unbroken. Raven goes through insanity with a further step into insane as she goes through madness itself, going through the dimensions. Throughout it all, she resists it and she's able to conquer it. Raven can control her emotions in order to resist fear manipulation. She was able to resist Donna's lasso of truth, which is very impressive, and she's also resisted BFR. Raven has resisted the touch of Headache, who absorbs the minds of those he touches. Her soul self is foolproof against her brother's Hellfire. Keep in mind, Hellfire attacks the mind, body, and soul. A person who can steal powers through touch gets completely negged really badly after attempting to do this on Raven. Some other noteworthy feats for Raven. Raven was reading the emotions of the Ultima and could tell its intentions. The Ultima is an incredibly complex machine built by the monitors to travel through the bleed, and Raven was able to teleport for a night straight. So overall, based off what she's demonstrated in terms of AP, so for her just a standard form, she should easily range around Uni Plus, Low Multiversal, Multiversal Plus, and her more powerful forms should scale around Altiversal, High Alta to Boundless, and her speed should easily be around Immeasurable to Irrelevant. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, comment down below, and of course, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.